Shalom, this is the brother Igdaliah, Banya Sharala, coming at you with another quick lesson through the Spirit. First and foremost, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Quadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, the men I've learned this 100% truth from, and salutations to the Aki and pushing this truth across the four winds of the earth in all truth and sincerity, Barakathum. Now, the reason I showed this clip from TikTok is because this goes to show you all Israelites don't look like typical so-called black people. All right. Some of our people look like these other nations. Now, in the video clip, some of those celebrities that look so-called black, they're really Edomites. OK, for example, Soledad O'Brien. You saw that her mother is a so-called black woman, but her father's an Edomite. She's an Edomite. Maya Rudolph as well. Her mother's a so-called black woman, but her father's a so-called white man, an Edomite. She's an Edomite. All right. Now, Vin Diesel, his biological father is a so-called black man, which makes him an Israelite, regardless of his mother being an Edomite. OK. Nicole Richie, her biological father is Peter Michael Escovedo, who is a so-called Mexican, which would be from the tribe of Issachar. She's an Israelite. Wentworth Miller, the dude from Prison Break, his biological father is a so-called black man. He's an Israelite. OK. Now, a couple of people who come to mind that wasn't in the video clip is the singer Halsey. Her biological father is a so-called black man. She's an Israelite. Track and field star Lolo Jones. Her biological father is a so-called black man. She is an Israelite. So being an Israelite is about the seed, the bloodline you come from, not skin color. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go into the scriptures. And the first precept I'm going into is out of the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 21. Isaiah 59, verse 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them. Who is them? The Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever. That's right, man. Now I'm going to look up the word seed in the Hebrew tongue, and let's see what it means.
Strong's H2233. Zerah. Zerah.
Zerah. Okay, now under outline of biblical usage, getting straight to the point. Definition C, semen virile. Virile means masculinity, so it's the seed of man. All right. Definition D, offspring, descendants, posterity, children. Okay. So the seed is the semen. All right. Whatever nationality your father is, that's what you are. Okay. The mother's nationality don't matter at all. Why is that? Because women don't carry seed. As I said earlier, it's not about skin color. That's a social construct Esau, the so-called white man, made up to fit his narrative being so-called white, falsely claiming to be the superior race. And they also hide behind being white to hide their true nationality as being the biblical Edomites. Okay? So if your father is a so-called black man and your mother's an Edomite and you come out looking like a so-called white person, guess what? You're an Israelite. Okay? If your father is an Edomite and your mother is a so-called black woman, and you come out looking like a so-called black person, you are Edomite. Okay? There's no such thing as being mixed. There's no such thing as a mixed race of people. Okay? You are whatever your father is, point blank, period. All right? Now, the next precept I'm going into will be out of the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 8. Mine heritage is unto me as a lion in the forest. It crieth out against me, therefore have I hated it. Now the point here is in verse 9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. Now the birds round about are these other nations that are confederate, trying to cut us off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, which you can read in Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Okay. But the point I'm making in this scripture is the Lord saying, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. Okay. So I'm going to look up the word speckled in the Hebrew tongue, and let's find out what it means.
Strong's H, 6641. Savoué. Savoué.
Savoué. All right. Now, under an outline of biblical usage, colored, variegated, speckled. And that word variegated means multicolored, polychromatic. All right. A lot of our people look like these heathen nations, and that's just the bottom line to it. All right. You think Israelites that grew up in China scattered amongst the Moabites look black? Nope. Israelites that grew up in Germany scattered amongst Teman, you think they all look black? Nope. Israelites scattered amongst the fake Jews, Amalek over there in Israel, you think they all look like so-called black people? Absolutely not. Okay. Now going back into this precept here, Jeremiah 12 verse 9 again, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. Now you always have to keep in mind that we are under the curses. Okay. And one of the curses the Lord put us under is that he would scatter our people from one end of the earth to the other. Okay. You have Israelites scattered across the four winds of the earth that grew up in these heathen nations. So guess what? They look like those heathens. All right. That's real easy to understand if the Spirit is dealing with you. It's common sense. All right. Now, the next precept I'm going into, back in the book of Isaiah, this time Isaiah chapter 16, verse 4. Isaiah 16, verse 4. Let mine outcast dwell with thee, Moab. And what is an outcast? Somebody that's been banished or exiled from the land where they originally come from, such as us Israelites. We've been banished from the holy land of Israel for disobedience. Okay. Let mine outcast dwell with thee, Moab. Be thou a covert to them from the face of the spoiler. For the extortioner is at an end. The spoiler ceaseth. The oppressors are consumed out of the land. Now I'm going to look up the word covert in the Hebrew tongue, and let's see what it means.
Strong's H, 5643. Sefer. Sefer.
Sefer. All right. Now, under outline of biblical usage, covering, shelter, hiding place, secrecy. Covering, cover, hiding place, shelter, secret place, secrecy. So, Israelites that are scattered amongst the Moabites, they look like them. That's their covering. But they're really Israelites. Okay. And you also have to realize that a lot of so-called black men that are in the military, you know, they've been stationed over there in China. Okay. And after they've been over there for a while, they popping some of those Moabite women, getting them pregnant. Okay. She has the baby. And let's just say the baby comes out looking like her and it's a boy. Now, when he grows up to be a man, he's going to plant his seed in those Moabite women. Okay. So guess what that baby's going to come out looking like? It's going to come out looking like a so-called Chinese baby. Okay. But it's really an Israelite. All right. So you have to realize that after generations of that Israelite seed being planted in those heathen women, those children are going to look just like that nation. Okay. It's real easy to understand, man. That's common sense. Okay. So all so-called black people don't look like damn Wesley Snipes or Michael Jordan because we've been scattered across the four winds of the earth in all nations. All right. Now, the next precept I'm going into will be out of the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. Numbers 1, verse 18. And they assemble all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declare their pedigrees after their family by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. And that word pedigrees means your heritage, okay, your lineage, the bloodline you come from, okay? It's all about the Israelite father, man, because the father carries the seed. Nations are built through the seed, the semen of men. Why you think Pharaoh told the midwives of Egypt to kill all the Israelite children that were born males? Because the lifeline of a nation is through the seed of man, okay? And Pharaoh wanted to cut off the seed line of Israel so no more Israelite children will be born in the land of Egypt, because the nation of Israel outnumbered the Egyptians in the land of Egypt, okay? And you can read about that account in Exodus, the 1st chapter, all right? Now, moving on here, the next precept I'm going into is out of the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 6. Acts 7, verse 6. And Yahweh spake on this wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage, and entreat them evil 400 years. And this 400 years is about us being in bondage under the Egyptians, not here in America, okay? We've been in America well over 400 years, okay? So the 400-year prophecy is pertaining to us being in Egypt, all right? Verse 7. And the nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, saith Yahweh, and after that shall they come forth and serve me in this place. Now the point here is in verse 8. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision, and so Abraham begat Isaac, and circumcised him the 8th day, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat the 12 patriarchs. That's right, man. Now I'm going to look up the word begat in the Greek tongue, and let's see what it means.
Strong's G, 1080. Ganao. Ganao.
Ganao, okay, under outline of biblical usage, of men who father children, to be born, to be begotten, of women giving birth to children. And a woman can't give birth to a child without the seed of a man, okay? Now, speaking of the woman, I heard brothers on the East Coast refer to women as the earth, because seeds are planted in the earth, just like a man plants seed inside the woman. Makes perfect sense, okay? Now, once again, your heritage is not based off skin color. There's no such thing as being black or white. Those are colors in a crayon box, okay? That's some bullshit narrative Esau made up, okay? Your nationality, who you are, regardless of how you may look, is based off the nationality of your father. End of story, okay? So with that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kwadash. Lord willing, into the next lesson, Shalom, Wa Abba Babal.